Good morning. Welcome to subramani.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about the attitude of rich people towards wealth. The advantage of dealing with rich people is a lot to learn from them. Of course, there's a lot to learn from anybody and everybody that you meet, but from the rich people, the most important thing you learn is their attitude towards wealth. So, what would I consider rich? Somebody who does not have to do anything to earn a living, and somebody whose child, the day he is born, knows that he does not need to do anything for a living, which means there is enough income in the family for them to live. It doesn't mean that they don't work or they stop working. No, they don't do that. But there is no connection at all between their standard of living and their income. And they all live far below their means, right? So let us look at some of the, and how have I dealt with them? I've dealt with them very closely, especially with 4 or 5 families with whom I have gone to the Supreme Court about a fight with their partner, brother, whatever. I'm not getting into those details. So which means you know them very well. You know a person very well only when you fight a case for him or her. All the details completely are available to you. You see their attitude towards money, you see their attitude towards others. That's where you learn the maximum. But of course, when you do wealth for them, or you're doing some valuation for them, or giving them tax advice, you get to see and meet a lot of them. So first thing, none of them feel guilty about being rich. They don't carry the worry that I'm rich because somebody else is poor or something like that. They feel they are entitled to their riches. So they live their life nicely. Living their life nicely does not mean that they are spending a lot of money. Maybe they're spending a lot of money, but the amount of money that they're spending is still a fraction of the wealth that they have. So somebody with an annual income of say 2 crores and spending about 10 lakhs a year or around that much, it's really fabulously rich, and it would only be 10 lakhs a year plus a vacation which could cost maybe 20 lakhs. So total expenses could be 30 lakhs. Make no mistake, I'm not saying that they are not spending money, but their day-to-day household expenses would not be too high. And then as a percentage of their income, it would be dramatically and ridiculously low. But they could have some passion on which they spend money. They would want to see the world. They might want to run a marathon in every continent, or they may want to run every important marathon in the world. They could have any of those things. But apart from that, their day-to-day expenses could be very low. You could be stunned to see somebody with a net worth of 50-60 crores having such a simple standard of living. But yeah, the connection between their earning and their spending is like 2 tracks of a train. They go next to each other, but they never meet. These guys are very, very far away from their total income. They could be spending 5-7%, 10% of their income max. This is, I'm talking of income after tax, right? Most of them, almost all of them, invest very aggressively. They would put money in a liquid fund, they would put money in ultra short bond fund, but ultimately it is aimed to go towards equity or real estate. It has to be one of the two, and in both cases they'll take a big bet. They will not go and buy 500 shares of Tata Power. When they're buying Tata Power at 30 rupees, they will buy at least 1,000,000 shares, right? So what happens is they take big stakes, and then we keep wondering, how do the rich get richer? The rich get richer because they can take big stakes, and those stakes will do well. So if you bought 10 lakh shares, if you bought 1,000,000 shares at 30 bucks and you sell it off at 40 rupees, I'm not even saying they only trade. About that I'll talk separately. Suddenly you have made 10 lakhs or maybe 1 crore of rupees because you bought 10 lakh shares, you bought 1,000,000 shares, so that's it, you made 1 crore of rupees, right? So these kind of, they are able to take those big bets in life because they have a lot of money. So when you hear things like money begets money or money attracts money, this is exactly what it means. Their ability to take risk is high, and therefore they take risk. So suddenly they do a transaction where they make 10 lakhs or they make 1 crore. It is something which you and I can never think of if we don't have that kind of liquidity and the guts, right? So I can only tell you that Tata Power is available at 40 rupees today. Yesterday I would have said maybe 35. It's available at 40 rupees today. Whether you should buy 200 shares, 2000 shares, 20,000 shares or 2 million shares is completely up to you. Now think who can buy more. Obviously a person who is living on a day-to-day, on a month-to-month salary cannot afford to go and pick up such a big stake, even if he is a high income earner, because his ability to think big will not be there. So he will go and say, can I buy 5,000 shares? And that's it. That's his imagination. It won't go beyond that. Whereas these guys won't even hesitate. They'll say, okay, Subra, 10 lakh share kharidun. That's the attitude. Attitude towards risk. Attitude towards risk comes from the fact that you know that there's a very strong family support which will support you if things go wrong. Now that can't be bought, right? You need to have money to get that feeling. Nobody can give you that feeling. That feeling has to be created. So, and you can invest aggressively. Because they consume such a small portion of their income, they can afford to make some big time senseless losses. But when they pay off fabulously, right? So doing film financing is something which you can do only when you have reasonably high net worth and you can afford to lose money. Because film financing is risky, gives very good yield, but who can do it? Only somebody who has got the ability to take the loss, right? Then most of them, having created a base, say maybe 5 crores, maybe 3 crores, they know that they won't go below that base, and this base could be in absolutely solid products like ultra short bond fund, a bank deposit or things like that, could even be annuities. Once that is built, what happens is you have a very strong foundation saying whatever happens to my life, this basic will not go, right? That gives you strength to take more and more risk. So you could define this level for yourself. It could be 50 lakhs if you're in your 30s, 40s. It could be 5 crores if you're in your 70s, or if you're looking after a whole family, right? Family means I am talking of a joint family with 30, 40 people, not with just 3 of you, right? Depends on how you define the base, but once you build the base, you go and aggressively borrow, you invest, whatever you do, and you create more and more wealth. So largely this is one set of attitudes. I'll do more sessions on this. Please give me feedback. Please ring the bell icon and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.